Hello. Okay. Let me check something super quick. Give me just one sec. Hold on. I'll be right back. Hello, hello. So, this will probably be well, for one, it's my first time playing this game. I've had it on my list of games to play for a long time because I saw the trailer and I thought the trailer looked phenomenal in terms of like the presentation and everything. The premise is basically, at least from what I understand, I haven't seen gameplay or anything. You have decisions, many decisions that you have to make, and those decisions are partially or wholly, I'm not too sure yet, based upon the luck of the dice. So that's why you'll see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So I think it's a roguelite. I don't know. I'm not good enough at the differentiation there, but I'm looking forward to it. I have coffee with me. I brewed some about half an hour ago and I've got it in my thermos. So, love this music though. I'm just gonna let it tell the atmosphere for a sec. Resident Sleeper, here we go. Alright, new game. So, well, disclaimer, I think we're gonna have to do a lot of reading, at least early on, to understand things and lore and characters and all that. And then maybe once oh, you can actually choose classes. I didn't know that. Hold on. Let's start with the middle one. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Perk, transfer intercept. Chance to gain cryo on interface actions. So we have engineer, interface, endure, intuit, and engage. Approach problems head on. Approach problems with awareness. Use strength or strength of will. Work with digital interfaces and work with machines and physical tools. So you get a +1 in interface, -1 in endure. What about the machinist? The machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. You get +1 on engineer, -1 on engage. I don't really think I'm gonna want to do engage. The facing problems head on doesn't really vibe with the way I typically approach things. I think it's necessary sometimes, but let's check out the extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. The perk, photosynthetic skin. Sunbathe dice action allows energy recovery at home. I don't know anything about this game yet, but energy recovery, I'm gonna assume, is valuable right out the gate. Strength or strength of will. Cerebral and precise. Cryo on interface actions. And then random scrap item on engineer actions. So each action will reward you differently. Alright, I'm going to try... I'll start with operator. The second one I'll probably do machinist, and then maybe I'll try extractor. I want to give them each a fair shot. We are operator. Alright, so there was no volume adjustment at the main menu, so I'll just have to adjust as we go. I wonder if that's too loud. It's pretty loud on my end, but... The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect, the delay between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. Not too loud, thank you. Cool. I'll probably turn it down in-game for me and then maybe boost it a bit, because it is like, I can hardly hear myself think. Alright, continue. Okay, it's at its worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was once indisputably yours. Think of that body, or forget that body. Think of that body. A leap into the cold lake on a hot day, the sting of a blood welling from a fresh wound, the friction of a fingertip. All of a sudden the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach until you can't tell one from another, from the other. The cold slips in, behind and around you, and the sensations fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body, given your current circumstances. The wall of the container feels immediately present, cold, hard, at your back and face, cramping your limbs. That doesn't sound comfortable. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. The plan, the others... Sounds like we have two, like, the info we can gather during this sequence. I don't know if it'll be useful later, but you can either focus on the present or focus on, like, focus on you and the present, or focus on your past and those around you. Let me remember the plan, because I don't know what it is. You mostly remember that it wasn't a good plan, but then your options were limited. And once you got the itch to get out by any means possible, it was either that plan or something much worse. It was at least simple. Collapse the shaft, drift away in the chaos, slip into cargo processing, seal yourselves into containers, then just hope the freighter left before you were missed. Simple. Some were lost in the shaft, others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Wait for the cold. That's all there is now. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Cryptocurrency, look at that. It does endure. It sticks around to the future. Stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. Rest. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then light. White as the cold, softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. Okay. Really quick. Music 3. Well, I don't know. Ambient 3. Roll speed. We'll leave it at default for now. We'll leave that as default for now. Resume. Okay, it's still pretty. 2. Back. Resume. Manageable. Alright. So we have Dragos, Pragmatic Salvager. Hello, Dragos. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. I might not read everything. We'll see how much reading this involves. But you are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges, where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, sleeper, you all thawed yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in sub-zero vac. Seen more than a few of you, frozen solid to hull plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech. His headset with its glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Maybe, Pragmatic and Private Salvager. Alright, last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he is just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. What happened to them, or stay silent. This is a declaration of my success. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation. And I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you're just software. A rogue emulation, illegally possessing corporate property. Dragos needs a new shirt. I don't think the shirt is the problem. I think he just needs a nice warm meal, perhaps a shower, and I think he'll be good. The shirt, maybe throw it in the wash and he's all set. Look, it's practical. He can draw his wires into his chest and his neck and his eye. It's there for a reason. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it. To sell yourself... Oh, I already read this. Continue. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet, as you padded to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot. Copy. Alright. I'm gonna say it right now. Ever since watching the Monogatari episode, the arc, with the Phoenix, I have strongly believed that the fake can be just as good as the real thing. And we're about to, I think that's more or less going to be a theme in this game. And I'm going to prove that that's the case. Because fake or not, my actions still affect the world. The blue cord on his right arm? Yeah, that one might be pointless. That might be a pointless cable. But hey, that's not attached to the shirt, so shirt stays. Continue. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. S and ARP wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep hold of you, well then no one can. And that's where they hunt you. You remember that too, or at least some rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence, a built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? If it's separate from your mind, does that mean that you're literally just in a shell? Conscious in a shell if your body shuts down? But for now, sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Drago's glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. Staying silent here. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with, he trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Don't mind if I do. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Alright, you need to head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Drago stalks back into the Rex. His drones already converging on a rusting hulk. Plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly fingers as he returns to work. Alright, here we go. Tutorial. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, roguelike, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Now, why would I? I guess I have to. Oh, I could view my character. Okay. Stuff. I'm sure we'll go over it once the tutorial progresses. Alright, I'm resting. Sleep time. You wake, curled up in the corner of the container, and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, though when you wake in now, strange and disjointed, its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are, on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Escape, getting answers, or building a life. I'm assuming escape is escaping from the corporation, not from this area. Building a life. If escape is a subset of that, so be it. Maybe you did get lucky finding yourself here. Maybe here, on the edge of everything, there's a life for you to build. But before you can build anything, you'll need to learn to survive. Maybe if you can do that, you can make a life for yourself. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container, the mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the powder stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. Yum. Damp wood. As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring, like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright, polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. I love the verbiage they use. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you finish drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Sounds like a Monday, am I right? Haha. Condition. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment. Alright, there will be a lot of reading for the tutorial. But I'm probably not going to read like everything after the tutorial. We'll see. I'm assuming it's not going to be this dialogue focused and more like I get to do stuff, but we'll see. So it depletes by one segment each cycle, but you can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. Sounds like a typical Monday, am I right? You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Sounds like 2. Action dice. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further action and you must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. There's the dice mechanic. Okay, energy. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. Very fitting for Honeycomb's ideology with food. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. I think I already read that. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. Okay, so food is the most important thing, followed by condition, and then dice is yeah, because dice is determined by these two, the condition. So I gotta eat a lot of food. Got it. So what can I do? Wait. Oh, leave? Okay. Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor, you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. How are you feeling? I'm alright. The drone chirps. Good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know, the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm going to chit-chat. I'm not going to chit-chat that too long. You well enough to work? Sure. Alright then, he nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo, which I think I need for this class. Occasionally, we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be useful or used to the manual labor. And obviously, I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits, that's currency. These, he pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffs them back in the pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way that they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Should I trust this guy? Dragos? He's the very first guy. Pragmatic and private. Salvager. Can someone define pragmatic for me? One sec. I'm gonna look it up. Dealing with things sensibly and realistically in a way that is based on practical rather than theoretical considerations. Sure. I'll trust this guy. Happy to. Okay, he pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. Thanks for stopping in, Honeycomb. Have a good day, man. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Continue. Alright, work time. Go to the yard. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action to the slot. Okay, even the rustiest holds. Oh, that's an example. Actions reward you with clock progress, energy condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome. Positive, obviously good. Neutral, obviously good. And negative, obviously good. With a 6, you have a 100% chance positive. With a 5, there's a 50% chance positive, 50% chance neutral. Oh, okay. So this is... it's not like you have a chance to get one of each. It depends on the number you use, and that dictates your chances for one of these 3 outcomes. So it's not like you could roll a 1 or a 2 and have any chance at getting a positive. Interesting. Okay. Action display information about their type, risk level, and the skill, and modifiers that apply to that action. Type, either critical or repeatable. Critical actions can only be performed once. Risk, either safe, risky, or danger. Okay, so we have safe, no loss of condition, energy, or cryo, obviously good. Risky, negative outcome means cryo or energy loss, obviously good. And danger, negative outcomes mean condition loss. Neutral outcome can mean cryo or energy loss, obviously good. Skill, the skill that this action requires, either engineer, interface, endure, intuit, or engage, which is our stats. Modifier, either a -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice when slotted and improves its value. Some actions require a +1 to perform. So it's risk management on steroids. So here I have an option. So I can either dissect the hull or manual salvage. Hull dissection. Even the rustiest hull can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting them carefully and skillfully. Manual salvage. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you are no stranger to hard labor. There's a -1 on this one and a 0 on this one. This is risky. This is safe. A debt called in. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or 2, things could get nasty. So I am now... Okay, I see. Back in business. Every salvager knows they are always just one lucky haul away from their next payday. Okay. I'd rather take the risk, I feel like. All right, here. We'll do an early risky move here. 25% positive, 50% neutral, 25% negative. I have a 75% chance of not being in in the negative from the beginning. So let's just can you do both? Or can you only do, I think you can only do one. I'm gonna do this one. Perfect. I got a good outcome. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the action that fills them. Oh. Oh. Or I'm also eating rice pudding with the coffee. Homemade, not store-bought. Way better. Clocks mean something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' death, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. I see. Well, so I had a good day. I got some cryo. But if I leave, do I have any other options? Find a doctor. Yeah, I guess that is important. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives, just like Kingdom Hearts 2, as you discover more about yourself in the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives. Depending on which path you wish to take, you can track drives, and any track drives will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Huh? Oh, drives is in like a mental driver, like something that keeps you moving forward, I think. Access your drive menu via the arrow via the arrow button at the top left of the screen. I see. Okay, give me some medicine. You are now free to explore. Here we go. Berlin's Eye and make a life for yourself out there. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Bars. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end the cycle at your home when you are out of dice. I forget, so dice recover at the end of the cycle, right? Use the mouse wheel or W and S to scroll along the station. Rotate the view with A and D. Good luck. Alright. I need a doctor, huh? Oh, interesting camera work. What is this? Shipyard. Havenage construction yard. Okay, what all do we have to work with here? Low end gate. Passage into the low end. Bustling open market. Market sounds fun. And I still have my 6 and 5 die. Dock B2, Rotunda Wet Dock. Rotunda Wet Dock sounds like a really strange D&D name or something. Like a very rotund character, and Wet Dock, just because he's a sailor or something, who knows. Hold a dock terminal. Rotunda Wet Dock. Decaying scrapyard and home. Repay Dragos and survive. Those are my 2 drives. Starting off with the bare necessities here. Okay. Let's visit the market, see what that's all about. Oh, the ambient noise changed. So I can either wander, or rather, I can either ask for directions or I can explore the market on my own. But one is dangerous and a critical action, which can only be performed once. The other one is a repeatable action. Repeatable action. The smells, sounds, and buzzing activity of the bright market make it a dizzying place to wander, but an enticing one too. Okay, so the market is the busiest part of the eye's lower rim. You can find anything and everything around here. I just gotta say, I love the music. I'm gonna take some bites of food while it plays. So I think this game is incredibly well rated, and if it lives up to my expectations, which, I mean, I don't really have that much of an expectation, but I thought this, the world that they craft, or that they're crafting is, it's very much up my alley. And if the music is great, and the story is great, and the characters all kind of come together to make like a phenomenal product, then I feel like it's gonna maybe be one of my favorites. We'll see, but I'm looking forward to it. So I can guarantee, right? I can guarantee, yeah, 100% positive on a dangerous. So 6 should maybe only be used for critical actions. 5 has a 50% neutral, 50% positive. Oh shoot. I just realized I don't have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can only ever use 5 die. Ah, you don't get all 6. I've noted that, because now I only have a guaranteed failure or 2 pretty good chances of nice outcomes. But if it's a dangerous action, hold on. Let's just feel out our options. So that dock B2, salvage sortie. It takes several cycles to reach the starward belt and return loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Okay, so this is per cycle. I'm assuming this one will be 2. There's some more cycles. Many cycles. Okay. So we'll go back. Low end gate. This is intriguing. So after some spacers caused some trouble in the low end, Yaragon have imposed a toll for entry. No one gets in without paying. I need 60 cryo, which I think I got 15 out of my last thing. Leave. And we go... Ah. Okay. Heavenage security has to have plans. Stealing them would be the fastest way to get to know this place, and most dangerous. The rotunda of the old dock is filled with passageways and concourses leading to all kinds of docking bays. Repeatable action. Into it, engage. Into it, engage. How do I check my... I have 1 upgrade point? Oh no, it's saying these are worth 1. This is 2. Okay. So interface. Interface skills. No. Yeah, interface is positive for me. I have a +1 in that, and a -1 in indoor. On interface actions. So let's see if we can't maybe get lucky and find an interface action. Not an action. Engage, into it, no. Leave. Engineer, endure. Wait, this yard. Endure, engineer again. Both repeatable actions, though. So each action I take will also have an overarching effect on the buildup of each event, essentially. Alright. I may as well. So we're gonna go get the courage to ask somebody in a dangerous situation. Start action. Here we go. Ooh, 3 pluses for local knowledge. You end up at a drink stall debating the finer points of the Solheim collapse. You try to remember all the tips your companions offered you. Ah yes, the Solheim collapse. Let me tell you all about that. I was there. I was there when it all collapsed at Solheim. Yeah, phenomenal time. Phenomenal. You have a sense of the bright market now, of its rhythms and rules. You've decided you like it here. I thought I would. And you know what? While I'm at it... Oh. I can't. Oh, I got all the... Oh. So I got all the knowledge I needed. So we can leave. This is completed then, right? Find a doctor, though. Oh. A new drive. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. Continue. You shuffle down the flickering hallway towards the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself, for that would mean certain death. Let's say that. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body, your body, will... You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. The enforcer. Is the enforcer? I don't think I should look at that guy. Yeah, being noticed, I literally just said would be like certain death. Look inside. You lean against the door frame and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see an amber light flickering through a far doorway, screened with a plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. Send the next one in, Toshiro. The enforcer jerks his head up and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. You just slap somebody inside the door. Alright. Next, the room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright market sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above. And, for a moment, you are transfixed by the motion. Come, sit, calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. A doctor in the bright market. Oh, I found her. That was quick. The figure turns and says, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, and then quickly regain their composure. I think we used to know each other. Please, sit. They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. Remain still, please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. Oh, they missed a space. They missed a space here. Look, businesslike. They missed a space. I'll forgive them, though, because good game so far. You stare ahead, still dazed from the expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness. unmistakably etched across their face. Yeah, see? There's something about them seeing us that's throwing them off. How long have you been on the station? They ask, the scanner still to their eye. I'm not gonna no. You know what? I'm gonna put 100% trust in the doctor. But I'm assuming this is like a lore-wise a few cycles, because I haven't even done one, so... They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body is dying. They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. Let me try that line again then. Your body is dying. Close. SNARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose, to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping. They built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which SNARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. Sound familiar? Yes. Good. That may help. They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. The music is going really good right now. I'm sorry, Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no right, no status. They focus hard on the inspection of your arm, and SNARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market. Sabine looks up, as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. Big distinction there. They do stop themselves. I know a little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Okay. So, this stream, you don't even have to look for the most part, at least not right now. This is just an audiobook. Imagine I'm just reading out an audiobook and you have pleasant ambient noises that detail the scene that we're in, and that the music is just adding to the atmosphere. Because, yeah, I mean, that's basically what we're doing right now. So you don't have to look. You can literally just put on your headphones or do this or have this on in the background, and just, it's as if you're listening to an audiobook. And in that way, I hope you enjoy. I may be able to help you, they sigh. And you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. Let me try that again. I may be able to help you. Maybe. I don't know if you can hear fatigue in that. You saw Toshido outside. You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me the space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yatagan has connections. Smugglers from the Starward Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous. And it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. I think I would ask why help me in this situation, but I think the proper thing to do is say thank you. Thank you is a very powerful phrase. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave. Sabine is still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower levels of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face. But the room looks dark against the light of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Time to sip some coffee. I just want to talk to Sabine. Can I talk? Sabine thinks they can source some stabilizers through Yatagan. Oh. It's track. Okay. Hey, if nothing else, the music is kind of on point. I don't really listen to this kind of music often, I would say. I mean, it's more ambient, BGM-esque, but like, it's pleasant. Alright, it's going to take a few cycles for this, so I'll come back. So I now have 3 drives. Repay Drago. I can repay his kindness in time. I already have 15, I think. Build a ship mind. Music is good. I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't think it'll be too loud. We'll leave it like that for now. Sounds good. And then survive, obviously. So this will take 3 cycles. Repay and Dragos is something that's kind of an ongoing thing. Build a ship mind. You call that the main quest, I guess. Build a ship mind. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ord Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could buy a ship mind core. Gain access to the Ord fabricator. Oh, you could toggle. Oh, I forgot about that. What does tracking do? You can only have 1 drive tracked at a time? Street food vendor, let's go. Hey, Emphas, that's a cool name. An imposing street food vendor. Yeah, but it's street food. Bro knows how to cook. Give him some love, give him some tips or something. Emphas is busy, his broad face. Alright, again, this is audiobook, so I'm just gonna treat this like an audiobook for now. Emphasis is busy. Emphasis, alright. Bro's name is Emphasis now. Emphasis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables and some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with a bright salad and depositing it into plastic trays, or on plastic trays. A stack of chits rattle in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. I want to talk to this guy. You join the queue. It's mostly made of off-duty salvagers, vac suits unzipped and rolled down to the exposed stained vests. My reading is rough right now. Grubby mods, a lattice of scars and tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drink, comparing notes on bright market dives, their words cut through with heavy spacers slang. Eventually, it's your turn, and you shuffle to the front. Emphasis speaks in a deep, even tone without looking up. First try is free. Deep, even tone. First try is free. First try is free. Let's give him a deeper voice. First try is free. I don't know what that sounds like. I don't voice act. I will thank him because thanking people is a powerful thing. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire. Dark Souls, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you. Wait, I know you. You sleepers. Emphasis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his wok. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycles spent within it. Now it seems, you tell him, like some dream that you once had, but can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually, you trail off, running out of words. This needs an R. I'm gonna be grammar police here. Not grammar, as spelling. Just for fun. Just for fun. We'll see how many I could find. It's not like I'm doing great at reading the words anyway. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk. Wait. Next time we can talk some more. He smiles. But next time, you pay. You pay. I like to imagine he says you pay with an unusually deep emphasis on it. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side and it shuts off. The roars of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms. Yeah, right here. I didn't know those were scars. Each surrounded with a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. I love the way it's written. Hardware exchange, emphasis is stall, emphasis is Sabine's surgery. We gotta wait a few cycles, so we could do this then. Port exchange. Alright. Oh, this is the gambling. Right? Is this what this is? Let me see. The flow of chits and components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some tight trades can net you a good margin. Yeah, I could use my level 5 on this actually. Sell components. The Ord exchange is always hungry for new hardware to buy up. Break down and sell off, and you are happy to supply it. Oh, so wait, what could I sell? Okay, so you have to have an actual item, I suppose. There's an old ship mine fabrication stack in the back of the market, but only trusted traders get access to it. Wouldn't I want to do this legit? Hold on, let me check my... Emphasis loves two things, stories and food. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear his story. Which I did. I think I just need to cycle it a few more times. Build a ship mine. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ord Exchange, which is where I'm at. Okay, so no, this is just... Maybe I have to... That's just the way that would go. Okay. Input 1 scrap components, which I don't have. Let me check and make sure that I can't talk to this guy again. Emphasis. Emphasis, you good, brother? Oh, I could pay him money? Cryptocurrency stored in Airwald. Oh. Emphasis is spiced fungus is one of the few things potent enough to stimulate your limited taste sensors. It's incredible stuff. Dude, that sounds so tasty right now. Fungus fan. Emphasis doesn't really trust people easily, but he notices his regular customers in his own quiet way. This is repeatable though, but also I need the drive. I need to repay Dragos, which I think is 60. Okay. So I'll come back. I'll see if I win some money at the exchange. I have a 50% chance at making it big. Go. Yeah, let's go. Trusted trader and plus 12 cryo. Alright, I'll go pay the bro. He deserves it. My man cooked some bomb mushrooms. You lose a little, then claw it back on a stack of sealed air filters. Better step away while you are in the black. Bro. Well, I had food. So my bro is full. Emphasis is stall. Here, man. I appreciate you. Hard action. Hell yeah. Plus 3 energy, plus fungus fan. Oh. Maybe I wasted a little bit on that, but I made progress on fungus fan, which I do want to do, so. Alright. So I think I'm done, because anything else I do is just going to be a negative. Unless it forces me to use all my die. How much do I need for this? 60. And I need to go there. Oh, that's why. After some spacious cause you some trouble. Yeah, I gotta have imposed a toll for entry. It says, can I talk to Dragos again? Rotunda. I need to use that Rotunda. Rotunda is going to be a name for some character I use at some point. There's not much to do here. I think both of these are... No way. I'm not doing that. Steel dock plans. So, I wish I had some clarification. I don't really want to like look things up and stuff. Can I pull up the... No. Okay. Well, so like danger items. If you guarantee, like if you use a 6 on a danger item, right? Does that just guarantee that nothing bad happens? Or does that like... Or is danger, like, even if you succeed in the thing, does it, does it still have a negative longer term effect? Like, say I steal the dock plans and then they find out and then they, like, are looking for who did it and then new situations come out of that, you know? I'm curious. But if I do this one, these two are actually separate. Normally they're connected. If I do this one, then it means keeping your eye on new arrivals and new places to visit. So this would be good. Havenage watch list. Their security watches the dock. Better to avoid attracting their attention. So what I should do is get a 6, pop it in here, and then maybe do this once, maybe? Maybe. I don't know what the Havenage watch list or dock watcher would do. The Dragos' shipyard. I mean, it doesn't hurt to just do this, right? Or I guess if it's a negative result. Oh, I see. If you fail. No, I have 6 days. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. I see. I'm understanding more. So I have 8 days because that's a cycle one. If I don't do this in time, then I fail. I don't know if it's instant failure or if it's a shift in the way the game works. But, okay, let's just sleep. Yeah. Wait, no. I mean, nothing bad would happen, right? Or would it? What? You could... Wait, you can... I thought you couldn't succeed with a 1. Am I misunderstanding this entire game? What? I'm glad I used it, because now I got some more, but... Maybe that's what danger and all that means in cycle. Damn it, I should have paid more attention to the, the tutorial. I read it all, but I just kind of lost the... Wait, what? This time you don't wake up. Instead the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connection begins to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Coffee. I'm gonna drink some coffee. I'm gonna touch it. You find a point in the station and you connect to it, pulse through it, follow loops and paths under and around it. You touch more points than you have fingers, and then you try, in a moment of impulsiveness, to connect them. The flow passes through you so rapidly that you feel yourself being carried with it, splitting and separating, eddying and gathering. As you do, things occur to you. Things that you can't possibly know. You reach out, try to grasp them, try to touch them too. You notice a tugging feeling, pulling at you insistently as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in 2 directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back, trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the corner. Nope, container. Eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you. A shift. You close your eyes for a second, and you feel it waiting there. The station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. Uh-oh, I'm losing my die. So this is when I would actually want to pay for food to get energy. I see. Alright, so this is made a cycle. Okay. So I'm starting to understand. What is this? Oh, that's right. So in this one, I have the option for assist the shipbuilder or haul materials. I have a minus on endure, so I don't think I'm going to do this one because it also marked it as dangerous. The only way to get to know the shipyard is to work there. No tourists here. So I'm going to need to do this eventually, I guess. But let's pick a focus. I feel like, you know, if this is like a multiple run kind of game, which it is, I think, I'm pretty sure, because you have classes and everything, then you have to kind of pick one or two areas maybe and then stick to them. And I'm assuming you're gonna have to start giving up on your drives at some point too, or maybe drives are plot points in a way rather than a mechanic. I don't know yet. Let's visit emphasis again. Okay, so if I don't know if I should do that. Baiting. Uh-oh. I need your help, Doc. Sabine thinks they can source some stabilizers through Yadagon, but it's going to take a few cycles. Come on. So if I'm just trying to survive and I have to wait for Sabine, then the other things I can work on is I'd have to keep paying him for this, which means I need to make money. You've heard of a fabricator owned by the Ord Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mine core. Let's go to the hardware exchange, check out what's up here. So I could progress this and make money. %25 positive, 50% negative, or neutral, 25% negative. Let's try it. Yeah, let's go. How much? How much? 12 and 1 trusted trader. Okay. Okay. I know that was a very simple gamble, but I understand already why this game is probably so well reviewed. So far we have a solid atmosphere. We have cool artistic direction. Nothing crazy, but it's fitting. You have choices, it's roguelike. You have stats, which I haven't even leveled yet. And then that thrill of like, will this work? And then I'm sure once you get invested in like characters and there's situations where you could like maybe save them, but you used your dice like some other seemingly inconsequential time, like just like it like puts weight on every decision. But it also has that thing of like in life where you don't like, there's not a guarantee. Even if you're like, this is the best chance I have at doing this thing or pursuing this thing or talking to this person or getting this outcome, there's no guarantee. Like you can't make that outcome happen. You can only control like the actions, and then how the things around you react is out of your control. So, you know, it's just cool to see that the only thing, I mean, this one guarantees it. So it's like, this is like Ace of Spades gameplay mechanic right here. But in terms of like, even in life, you can guarantee, well, you can logically guarantee things. Like, if you're like, oh, I want to go get a drink of water, and you go grab some water, that's like a 6 die. Like you're pretty much guaranteed on that. But this is a game. There's some level of difference here. But still, just the uncertainty factor is cool. It does make it seem like every action has weight. So, alright, bro. Feed me. Feed me. Start. Yum. Let's go. And then 2. So if I do this twice more, I get to know a bit more about this guy. And there's not much else I could do right now. Right? Yeah, these are still cycling. I'm assuming you could probably fail, but like the chances of failing are significantly reduced.